And welcome back to the world of Arklands. Last session, our heroes attended the end-of-year gala held by Sulan Tavi, the head of the criminal underworld in the city of Mika, the capital of the Arisian Republic. Having won the Katsuran race and earned a prize that they had been long seeking, they attended this gala. They met a variety of interesting figures, including politicians, fellow racers, a god, and many, many others. We finished the session as many different couples were taking to the floor to dance. As the gala continued on into the late hours of the evening, ever approaching the strike of midnight, when you would enter a new year, a few couples took to the dance floor. Makoto, with a beautiful dress that looked to be magically aflame, twirling around her as she danced. Zara and Riss putting on quite a performance, starting off a little with a bit of a misstep.
A little clunky.
But catching themselves and getting the hang of it, finding a new rhythm together. And finally, the fellow racer Kana, who had seemed to have a strange interest in helping the party during the events of the race itself, asked Ray to dance, and revealed to him that he happened to bear a striking resemblance to the newest admiral of the Paradisian military. Welcome back. So, we return. Ray, you are hand in hand with Kana, and have just been given an interesting bit of information. So, what do you do?
Ray gives out. He's thinking, then he goes to say something, then he stops, then he goes to say something again, and the only thing that comes out is, "You don't say." Well, coincidence?
I doubt that.
I would appreciate it if you didn't.
So, what do you do?
Well, the correct thing to do is to finish out the dance.
Okay.
And
obviously.
we do. And rest assured, Ray, I am the farthest thing from a snitch. And I myself have never been to paradise, and nor do I care to. I don't fit in well with that type of structured environment.
Neither do I.
Clearly,
Apparently.
since you are here.
Yes. Ray has no idea what to say right now. He's very perplexed and caught off guard.
And befuddled.
Yes.
That's a good word.
I'm going to make an insight check on that.
Risk roll
15.
an insight to see if he noticed Ray's general countenance.
Are you trying to hide?
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
15. Who wins that one?
What'd you?
I was making an insight check to see how he's doing. I rolled a 15.
Oh, meets the beats.
You set the DC.
Oh, I set the DC.
Yeah.
Dang it. You just barely know.
Yes.
I can see I've caught you a bit off guard. Why don't we talk about something else?
I would like that, yes. That would be nice.
Your daughter looks very lovely.
She does. I appreciate what you've done with the dress. It looks absolutely fantastic.
I'm glad I could help. She and that young man Hashem are quite the couple. I'm making another insight check.
You don't need to.
Where that, ladies and gentlemen, was Ray impersonating a camel.
Unfortunately, that is not a farm animal. But we'll go with it.
Hey,
Hey,
it's
an
perfect
heiress?
for the theme. Yep.
So,
Considering I just found out I have a daughter recently, giving her away is not on my list of things to do, but I want to be there for her more than ever now.
That's a very sweet sentiment. Not sure how you can not remember that you didn't have a child, but we don't need to go into that.
No, we don't. It's a long story.
I'm sure. Is that perhaps... Side note, I don't know if Kana would know that they travel to the realm of the gods. Is that no? Okay. Never mind. Scratch that.
I want to do an insight check on Kana real quick.
All right.
What's the insight?
What are you looking for?
Why?
what'd you just roll?
Not high enough.
Not high.
What'd you roll, buddy?
6.
You're trying to read Kana.
Uh-huh.
And she's very experienced in the dueling of conversations. Very good at getting what she wants and not giving anything that she doesn't want to.
Okay.
There's a spark of curiosity in her eye, but that's about it.
Okay. So Ray is going to straighten up a little bit and go, okay, let's cut to the chase. There's a reason you're here and you're talking to me. Is there not?
There is.
I would appreciate honesty and straightforwardness, and I will do what I can to be that with you. I have an objective, and I'm sure you do as well. But you have to earn my trust.
I think I might be able to do that. What would you like to know?
Why are you here? What is your purpose coming to me and having this discussion, insinuating that I happen to look like someone from a far-off, distant land?
I'm a curious person. And I am vaguely aware of who your party is, who you travel with. And you interest me. Not in a romantic way, please don't get that idea.
I didn't.
Involved.
I know. I can tell. However, curiosity can be dangerous if left unchecked.
I know.
Then if that's a thrill that you seek, I advise caution.
I know when to be cautious. Don't you worry about me. I am aware of your need for the black books. 'Twas why I helped you during that race.
That's an insight check.
Of?
Oh,
Her.
And what'd you roll?
Natural 20.
Highs and lows over here.
this would be persuasion, which I'm not proficient in.
Well, he
Generally keep that to yourself, but what'd you roll?
You rolled the natural 20. You have to, roll the natural 20.
Yeah, no, it's a 12.
Okay, so
While this interesting battle of words is going on mid-dance, what do I pick up? The whole vaguely interested in our party kind of made me curious.
with a natural 20, you take a moment to stop talking. You were never a politician. None of your group has a high charisma.
Nope. But if Ray is anything, he is a strategist.
But what he also is, or was a soldier. You take a moment and you stop. And as someone who has been through too many experiences of loss, losing family, losing those near and dear to you, that is a look you see reflected in her own eyes. You don't see any malice. You don't see any ill intent. You don't see there's a mischievousness.
Mischievousness.
I'm going to use a different word. There's an air of mischief, for sure. She is not on the side of the law by any means, nor even on the side of good. Probably will do what serves her. But for the moment, your group interests her. There's a purity to it. There's that you listen to the tone of her words, you let her talk. It's very obviously talking around everything that you truly want to say. Mm-hmm. But you don't sense any ill intent. There's a purity to it, a pure chaos, perhaps. Not pure good, but not a lot that's hidden away under the surface. Not when it comes to intent. Anyway. And that's about what you can get.
Okay.
From insight.
So if I'm reading this correctly, what you're saying is you want in?
If you're offering.
Let me discuss with my companions, one of whom I'm sure would be more than happy to receive your assistance. But I don't want to make any decisions without them. Is that okay?
You are a family. Families stick together and make your decisions together. I will help in the ways I can. And I won't lie to you, as you asked for my straightforwardness. If you're going to break into the museum, I have something that I need as well, but I will help you.
That is okay.
I'm glad we're on the same terms here. Now, as the dance wraps up, I assume, I'm going to get a strong drink with your...
The tall one.
Friend. Yes. Him. Would you mind telling me what his deal is?
Where do I begin?
Would you like a list?
I don't have enough time to write it out. No. I'll let you have fun with the discovery.
Oh, you and I are going to get along very well then. And I do a little twirl and curtsy.
Ray just kind of does a
stiff bow.
Well, yeah, pretty much. A very militaristic paradisian bow.
Okay.
Some things never leave.
With it being a paradisian, obviously that is slightly Asian inspired. So is there in that culture, how far down you bow tends to indicate how much respect there is. Mm-hmm. So is there is it just a formal, like, polite bow, or is it more low?
Just below the normal formality.
Sure. So enough that it's and I would say you would be experienced enough to know this, that it's sign of respect, not a like immense in any way, shape, or form, but just a. All right, you are someone that it's more than just the default.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. I like it. So, with the final.
Oh,
yes.
hang on. I want to make a performance check real
Okay.
quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
I want to try and get his attention.
Okay.
Let me see.
You need to make a perception check.
Yeah. Well,
Straight up missed
if
my
I'm
last
not
one.
looking for it,
It would be your passive.
My passive.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Uh-oh.
my passive perception. That's 15.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, I did 13 on performance. As I'm coming off the dance floor with Kana leading her off, I find him. I just give him a little wink.
You completely miss it.
Damn it.
With the
No, he rolled 13. He rolled 15.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
it's
were
low.
you were trying to hit his passive perception.
wait, which means that the better my perception, the less likely he is to be perceived by me.
That's a
No, because he has a DC
here's
based
the
on
thing.
reverse. Because Ryan's trying to hit.
There, I rolled a 15 on the die. I wink twice. I blink.
It's
you're not subtle about it.
I don't know.
the way I would do that is I would basically flip it. So I would take, if your passive perception was 16, I would make it that he would have to beat a 14 DC. So as in it's the how far it is from 20. And then you take that and you do it above 10.
Oh.
So if you had a passive perception of 20, he would have to beat a DC of 10.
Okay. And if I had a passive perception of 8, he would have to get a 22.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. That'll work.
So,
Sure.
performance, the first time, he just does not notice it. You are...
He's looking the wrong direction, and I wait a second.
I mean, that's probably true.
It's very odd, but he does wink at you. Due to these circumstances, you have no idea what this means.
I was gonna say, you just saw him drunk beyond all
Okay.
doubt earlier.
Well, if I perceive it the second
Kana,
time,
can you please make me a stealth check? Because this is too funny not to.
You're making a stealth check.
Yes.
That is 28.
28.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Einar, you are standing there going, why did he wink at... Duh! And you are all of a sudden, an arm is around yours pulling you to the dance floor. And you are on the dance floor, being polite and dancing before you even have a chance to look at who you are dancing with.
Einar looks at Kana and goes, hello?
Hello there.
Sorry. I will take the knife for that. I can't. It's the rule.
It was the rule, and you beat me by half a second.
That is
I was
valid.
gonna say, I
Because
was
I
waiting.
had to try and stop myself.
I know.
I did that on purpose.
I stopped because of the die.
I'll say this. She is more likely to get one for intentionally setting that up than you are for falling for it.
Cool.
Because the disruption does not come from the person who responds with what must be said.
Yep.
You are obligated to respond in such fashion.
Indeed.
Okay, well, good. I'm in the clear then. Okay.
There is no try. Do or do not. You must.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Got him.
Isn't
let's-
that the
all right,
worst?
all right, all
Let's
right.
get back on track.
Yes.
I love Star Wars, but yeah.
So, you two take the dance floor.
I know. Right?
Yes, that is what they call me. And you are?
They call me Kana.
Call me
Kana.
Stacy. Sorry.
Yep, there it is.
It is
Son of a
always fours
bitch.
with you.
No.
Because the game is
Let's
pissed
see.
at him for continuing to just be disruptive.
In less
Game's
than
not the
a
only
half
one.
hour of us recording, including mess ups, he already took a die.
Yep.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
I am at 31 minutes.
Will,
Okay.
I have to
All right.
say, real quick, remember, my spells are limited. I will only be able to heal you so much.
I can heal him now.
Okay.
There you go.
We can only heal you so much.
It's alright.
That doesn't give you
currently
an...
have your your what artisan's tool do you use for artificer spellcasting?
Probably Tinkers.
Do you currently have those on you?
Don't remember them being magical and giving them away.
It's got a little
You also
pocket.
don't have a backpack though.
You can have
Okay.
a pocket.
Pocket, a pouch.
Probably be a pretty big pocket.
It'd have to be.
He could have like a couple little tools in a pocket.
I carry stuff on me all the time. You guys don't know.
I have thieves' tools in my dress. Keep those on me.
That I believe. Regardless.
Also, Riss
Continue.
wasn't told to pull out his tools. He's got everything on there still. That was not intentional.
Go on.
Anyway,
So what is it you want with me?
You.
Now,
I'm not going to give you a die because you're right.
many things, but I will tell the same thing I told your friend Ray. You interest me.
I interest you. Well, I like to think of myself as an interesting man, but there are many ways that I can be interesting, and I'm not entirely sure which way you mean.
Well, let's start with the black eyes and the very dark tattoos that don't appear to be the same as mine.
Yes, that's primarily what interests people. Well, that is a strange story. One you don't necessarily need to know.
Oh, he teases.
But what if I want to know?
You can want whatever you want, but it does not mean you'll get it.
You know, Einar, I'm not often told no.
Well, somebody's got to eventually.
And you think you're the one to do that?
Perhaps. What is it you really want?
I told you, you interest me.
I don't believe that's the only reason. People don't persist so much just because they're interested in something. People are persistent when they want something, when they have something to gain. What do you have to gain? You were the one to help us during the race, weren't you?
I was, yes.
Why?
Because I knew you needed the black books.
Ah, there we go.
No, don't get
So-
I do not need them. Don't you worry about that. If I had wanted them, I would have won the race myself.
Then why help us get it?
Because I knew you needed them.
You're very good at not answering my questions. Now, and Einar stands. He stops moving. He stands in the middle of the dance floor, and he peers down at her.
How tall are you?
How tall am I? 5'2".
Einar is an entire 2 feet 4 inches taller than you.
We love a good height difference.
Einar peers down at Kana and goes, I want to know what you can benefit from us having the book.
Can I roll to see if this giant Goliath just stopped?
Yeah, Riss would like to roll as
Did you
well.
stop dancing?
Einar stopped dancing. He is standing.
Are you
Russ?
making an intimidation check?
Whoa!
Riss rolled a
I would, yeah.
I
Make an intimidation check.
aren't I?
For the record,
Yeah,
by
she
the
could
way,
take that second
y'all are
roll.
only supposed to make checks if I call for you to.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Technically speaking,
Riss would like to make an inside check too to see
That's a
why
22.
he's stopped.
all right.
That's without guidance, too.
First, Ray,
Yes.
did you go and do anything once you were done dancing, or were you watching?
I went to the bar, got a drink, and turned around to watch the show.
Okay, so Ray and Riss, both of you can make an insight check.
Bulks.
Every time Ray goes to look at Einar, his eyes kind of drift towards Makoto and the dude, and he just kind of ends up watching them. He's like, oh wait, I'm supposed to be watching Einar. And then he goes back, and it's this really like bittersweet, sour patch kid looking visage that he's got going on. It's like, shoot, I need to be looking at Einar. Why has he stopped dancing? Wow, that guy's a little bit too close there.
11 for Riss, who, if that breaks the DC, he only barely notices because he's focused on Zora.
Okay. Ray, what did you roll?
2.
Understood.
Total?
4.
Oh.
Total.
Hey,
Yes.
out of curiosity,
Uh-huh.
does Hashem notice him? I just
Let's
feel like
find out.
I just feel like that's important for us to know.
I think you are correct, sir. And we're going to pull up his character sheet so that I can see his passive perception.
Please tell me that he has his cat go and just sit by Ray.
Yeah, the massive Moorbounder is just sitting near the door to the kitchen at the moment, by the way.
There you go.
Waiting for
A steak.
waiting for the
treats?
waitstaff to just bring out the food that is coming around slowly. And so maybe about half the plates get out.
Snacky treats?
It has learned. If it waits by door, it gets food.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, it's Burger! For those who
was
don't
here
understand, Burger is my cat.
Burger had a little play date with Trey today.
Oh, did he? That's
Yeah.
nice.
Just for a little bit.
He likes the couch, not sitting on it, going behind it. Then when Amy had to leave, I'm just making conversation while this is loading. We looked for him because I heard him because I was working my desk. I heard him get off the couch. It's like, okay, he's probably just walking around because I heard the throom as he hit the floor. We looked around, could not find him anywhere. He had figured out how to get underneath it, so in the space where the mechanisms are for the
The foot thing?
the footrest to come out.
Yup.
So literally, I was just like, he wouldn't fit under there, would he? And so I just opened up the one on that side. It came up. He just came running out.
Cats are liquid.
Yep.
Yep.
That's how
There
we
we go.
lost our first 2 kittens when we had them for like 2 weeks.
Dear God!
We had no. It was Easter. We had no idea where they went. We're like, where the heck did they go? We hear mewing, and we look at the couch. They've slipped behind the couch cushions, and we're because it was a
You said
converted bed.
lost. I thought they died.
No, they're alive.
I thought you killed them through that.
No, thankfully no. We almost did, but no. But
You said that's how we lost our kittens.
Lost them and then we couldn't find them.
No, you're absolutely right. But also,
it's not my fault you misinterpreted that.
okay.
All right.
Most of that conversation is being cut, but it's fine.
Why? That'd be great.
Hashen, his passive perception is a 16. Are you trying to hide it?
Considering, no. I don't think so.
Ryan, I need you to roll me a d20.
8.
You see Hashen begin to possibly look over, and Makoto turns his face back towards her.
I ain't looking at you.
Ray has lost entire interest in Einar.
Ray turns around and goes, "Do you have any more of that shine?"
Good lord.
The waitstaff actually
Don't tell me they cut me off.
turns around and doesn't answer you.
Good, because I'm out of restoration.
I will say,
say.
you do notice that Makoto and Hashen do stop dancing when there's a very large figure in the center of the floor who has deliberately stopped dancing. And, so
And that's when my attention goes to Einar.
So they kind of just like take a step back because there are quite a few eyes in the room.
Yeah, so Einar didn't grow up in a posh area, so Einar doesn't know what's going on. He's just like,
It's less so posh, if one person had stopped doing that at like the edge of the room, whatever.
yeah.
Kana was the main source of entertainment this evening, and so everyone's been watching her dance. And you just stopped dancing and stood looking 2 feet down at her.
And I am going to make an intimidation check right back at you.
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
What happened with my intimidation check of...
So you rolled a 22.
Everyone stopped dancing.
Okay, yeah.
And I look at you and I say, I told you, I'm interested in you, and my reasons are my own.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
26.
Dadgum.
There is something...
This is hot.
He was like, I want to bone.
No.
He's not wrong.
Were you saying that for her or for him?
Oh,
Yeah,
for her.
He.
I said, I want to bone.
No, but you said he said. He's thinking.
Oh, no, he said she.
I said,
Okay,
she.
I heard he. Because if you were saying that for Einar, I was like, you're not wrong. You can strike that from the record.
Of course, it's the 2 that's stricken.
Einar. You don't have any experience when it comes to...
Oh, he has experience.
You don't have any experience when it comes to things that are posh or fancy. But it becomes very apparent to you very quickly. This is not this is not someone who is inexperienced when it comes to threats. There's a very similar sense that you get to what Ray had received. Your attempt at intimidation, while any normal person would be scared, speechless by the combination of your very physically large presence, your pure black eyes filled with shadow, not to mention the possibility of having witnessed or at least heard of what happened during the race.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
And the mysterious sigils that cover most of your visible body.
Mm-hmm.
But this woman in front of you is unfazed. And more than that, there's almost a chill that runs down your spine. She isn't a threat. But if she wanted to be, she might be more than you could handle.
It's at that point that Ray's going to put his drink down and go, oh shit, I need to go do something here.
Yeah,
And he goes out to the dance
And
floor.
Riss also will notice that and go, oh shit, and he'll look for the gnome, see where he and his tall companion are.
Okay.
would like
One
to
moment.
also grab your hand and try and, like, kind of pull you off the dance floor.
Einar will follow, but Einar also is trying to figure out, like, what kind of background does she have? Like, can he...
You can make an investigation check. This is supposed to be like noticing details and using that.
That's a 17?
Ooh.
You know, like in Sherlock or whatever, when he's like he looks at someone and can tell you their history. That's investigation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. With a 17, you see a number of scars. This woman is no stranger to combat. There's not a heavy Arisian accent, so likely came to the area from somewhere else. From the skills you've seen her, she had to get them from somewhere, so she obviously has some kind of experience with fighting, with rogue activities of various types. There's not a lot else you can get specifically, but yeah, this woman knows how to fight. So, as Einar's pulled off the dance floor, go ahead and make a perception check for me, Riss.
Not using you anymore. That's a natural one.
Poor Riss.
Zara, as you pause and start looking around for the gnome, Zara sees that the room has stopped, and she's like, and kind of just pulls you in to hopefully get everyone moving again so that the moment passes. And so she pulls you back into a dance, and you just
Can't
go
make it
along
out yet.
and cannot make head or tails on where.
The short guy.
Yeah. And Ray. So you see Einar pulled off the dance floor.
I'm going to go to them.
Okay.
Try and maybe provide a little bit of clarity here.
You can try.
You can try. So, in that case, Kana, you pull Einar off the dance floor. What do you do?
I am going to lead him to a semi-secluded spot, kind of away from where the bulk of people are. So whether that's in like an alcove or something, or into another room. I'm not.
It's largely one open chamber, but there are definitely spots, especially that you would know. I'll tell you, if you are trying to find a very secluded place, you had a room that you would have been setting up and getting changed in for the performance.
I will lead him there.
Okay, so basically a green room.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so you are able to, and how fat are you, like, doing the little white person half jog to catch up with them, or
Yes.
are you trailing behind?
I look like Billy Crystal.
Understood.
Gotta get to him. Let's go.
Yep. So you catch up.
I know he's following.
Yeah. And so the three of you are now in this green room. The sounds of music and dancing, conversation. The room kind of just went immediately quiet as that happened. But Zara, noticing, kind of just pulled everything back, and the moment passed. Everyone resumed. It's pretty likely that people find it easy to write off anything happening as Thieves Guild work that needs to be convinced to be left for a later time. So it's not like people are going to be like, oh wow, I can't believe you interrupted. The leader of this is the leader of a Thieves Guild.
It's kind of like
Stuff is going to happen.
It's kind of like in second Star Wars where Obi-Wan, cuts the one guy's arm off, or the bounty hunter's arm off, and Anakin's like, Jedi business, back to your drinks. Everyone goes back to normal.
Basically, yeah.
Thieves Guild business. Back to your drinks.
That's right.
Back to your dances.
Yep. So, you get to the green room. What do you do?
Okay, so I know if I could provide a little bit of clarity. I understand your concern.
All right.
Yes.
Hold that thought. Kana,
I know.
let's
Do I need
finish
to
our
leave?
Discussion. No, you do not.
Okay,
need
I'll
to
stand
leave.
right here.
What? Never mind. So what is it that you have to gain from us having the book? What is it that you have to gain?
The museum.
I don't gain anything specifically from you having the book. Sulan told me that your group needed to win. And I believe, Ray, he spoke with you and said, while he could not directly interfere to ensure victory for you, he would set you up with Zara and do what he could. I am what he could. I am a racer. I have competed before, and I know how to make things look. I know how to help people win without directly interfering and making it seem like we're still competitors.
Question. Did you mean Saravina, not Sulan?
No, she meant so.
Oh, okay.
Minutes long. Yep.
More specific, well, Kadir.
I'll say, more specifically, asked me to interfere. Sulan likes to keep his hands clean.
Why exactly did he want us to win?
Because Sulan said that you wanted the black books. And so Kadir, being more apt at getting his hands dirty, said, hey, interfere.
I'm also willing to wager, Einar, that the relationship between Sulan and Iroi is partly to play at this as well.
That's fair.
And so I do not have anything specifically to gain from you having the black books, but I do know that the second one is in the museum, and you are planning to take that book by unlawful means. And as I mentioned to Ray, there is also something at the museum that I need, and would be willing to help you get the black book while also retrieving my item.
In other words, she's offering her service for her own means, but also to assist us.
She wants to team up.
Yes.
Okay. You seem like the type that would know your way around getting things like that.
Oh, you're very right.
Okay.
Ray just kind of tries to hide a smile, knowing full well he's not successful.
Einar looks at Ray and goes, does Riss know yet?
No. He's been a little preoccupied this evening.
That's fair. As has your daughter. Listen, Ray. And Einar puts a hand on Ray's shoulder. He goes, 1, it'll happen eventually. 2, he seems like a good guy.
Don't get me
3.
wrong. I'm happy for her.
Einar gives him like a solid pat and goes, then show it.
He's right, you know. Hashan is a honest man.
Einar like kind of peers out from where they're talking, looks at Makoto, and just gives a smile and a thumbs up. Whether she notices or not, he doesn't care. He just does it.
We might be a little far.
It would be. This is very... Go ahead and make... Just roll me a d20.
Alright, cool. Natural 20! Shit, it.
You are able to make eye contact through, like, a crowd of at least 50 people as you just open the door. And she was probably looking over to be like, I hope everything's okay over there. And you just kind of just go...
One of those perfect timing moments. It's beautiful.
Yep. Think of All Might just going.
Exactly.
Honestly...
And she just kind of goes... Eh? And keeps dancing.
Honestly, I was really hoping for a natural 20 there. I'm so happy I got
I
it.
hope that's the only one you get tonight.
I'm okay with that.
I want it. Anyway, so... my familial business aside,
Yes.
for a moment...
Back
we
to
have
business.
we have an opportunity here to acquire some much needed assistance with something that we are obviously not specialized in. So I saw that. My statement stands. Let's see. How many of us have been to jail?
Where I learned a valuable concept. I also trained
Concept.
in
I would say
Empires.
lesson. Anyway, so I wanted to discuss this with you and Riss before we made any sort of decision. So
I suppose we'll wait till after he's no longer occupied.
We can wait till tomorrow, probably.
okay.
You're going to want to see the fireworks at the end of tonight.
If you're okay with that, then let's do that. Is there a place that you would prefer that we meet tomorrow?
You know where the Thieves Guild is. Sulan's bar.
Yes.
We can meet there.
Fair enough. Okay, I'm going to go back to the bar. You two have fun.
Oh, we will.
I do not wink at you.
Yes, the Wandering Shadow was the bar, the tavern that you had met.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that was someone's name for me.
No, that's Harold's nickname, the Wandering Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes, but that was where you had previously met Sulantavi and his entourage. So, as the night continues on, is there anything that you wish to do?
Einar.
Please roll a d4.
No!
Yeah.
Character!
It's 1.
You get 1. The only reason I'm doing it is because I would give it to any of them. It has to be equal. It has to be fair treatment.
One for
I know
Amy.
Riss at one point was going to talk to the politician with Zara. Are we saying that happened already before, like during the dances? Or
So yes. So you had been able to,
or just saying like
with
she's
the
a
way that
contact?
you. It's not so much that you were able to have a solid conversation, so much as like it was small talk. She knows you. She knows your name and your face. You introduced yourself. You know, she is the curator of the museum as well as the counselor of antiquity, and so she very much is like, "Oh yeah, come by sometime. I'll give you the tour," so on and so forth.
Beautiful, gentlemen. I have a plan.
So,
I'm not doing anything specific, but I'm keeping my eye on the little gnome throughout the evening.
okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm going to opt to use my passive because it's the rest of the evening.
I would say it's an active. Would be passive to keep your eye on him. It is an
Okay.
active check to find him.
Oh, would that be investigation then to find him?
No, you're not looking for details. You're looking for a person.
8.
Oh,
8.
I also look.
Oh, I'm sorry. 11. That's a 9 on the die. My bad.
Okay, I was going to say, you have a minus modifier?
An 11. Unfortunately, you can't seem to find him.
Was this the gnome?
Yeah.
Him or his large companion. They have seemed to disappear.
Yeah, Riss also takes note of that and is not too pleased.
You can make a check if you'd like.
Oh, okay, I should. Come on, baby. Hey, that was almost a 2, but it's a 24.
A 24. You can say with a pretty decent level of
Assuredness.
assuredness, not at the party anymore. Left for one reason or another.
That's rude. You don't leave a party early.
Riss definitely doesn't.
Where are our items being held in relation to where we are?
There is a kind of like when you enter a government building or a museum. There's a small entryway and then like a set of guards. It's over there.
Okay.
There's a side room as well where it seems everyone's. There's also very heavily guarded.
I just want to know where my stuff is.
Yeah, it's you would have been given the equivalent of a ticket
Okay.
to be able to pick it up at the end. So, yes. So if there's not anything else,
I'm going to dance with Kadir.
very nice. So at one
I think
point,
I'll have one dance with Makoto.
Okay. Yeah.
And Riss will
Go
partake
ahead.
in the stealing of the coin game.
Oh, I wanted to do that too.
Okay.
I want to do that. I want to do that. I'm allowed to participate.
We'll do my dance with Makoto and then.
Yeah, go ahead and make a performance check.
Come on now, Riss.
Oh! That was so close to a natural 20.
But it was.
It was. Should I waste my inspiration for that?
No.
Oh, okay.
What'd you roll?
8.
Daddy
8.
dog.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for
Makoto
Makoto.
can lead.
She has a +1.
Oh, that's much better. That's a 17 for the second roll.
Yeah, Makoto saw you looking at her shin.
Did she nat 1?
None
yes,
too enthused.
she did.
Trey! Come on, man!
Oh, Riss is going to enjoy watching this.
Honestly,
As is Kana.
with Einar's
Kana
passive
is at the bar.
perception, yes, he will also enjoy watching this.
You could have rolled a 2 and seen it.
Probably.
Let's go.
Because I'm
Tell me,
fairly
was he
certain
bet that dancing
everybody
with you?
else there sees it too.
No, he was not.
Oh dear.
Riz and Kana at the bar watching this.
While you think of a way to make that
Let's go.
horrifically
Look
embarrassing
at
for
the
both of us, why don't we do the
Race
coin
incarnate.
game instead?
Yeah, we're gonna get back to that.
Shit.
So, I need to pull up Sulan's. I was not sure anyone was gonna get to that.
Riz is probably not going to win, considering he is only a +5 in sleight of hand.
I am most definitely going to participate as well.
Understood. Considering you've been occupied most of the night thus far, I'm going to give Riss the first shot.
That's fine. Last one's all
Just
that matters.
flat sleight of hand. Well, it's Dex for me, but yeah. 24.
What did you roll on the die?
19.
Okay.
Ooh.
I would not be wearing my gloves of thievery, correct?
Yes.
All right, take those off.
You use your dance, and you've been training. You've been honing your skills, and very much just you're very confident, and you think that you could take from basically anyone in this room.
Yeah.
With a sleight of hand check of 24, you feel your wrist get grabbed. And Sulan just says, "We'll have to try again later." And sends you off.
This goes, yep. Figures. And goes off.
He has a ridiculously high passive perception.
Yes.
Basically, nat 20 or bust.
Depends on what you're like. Rogues typically have expertise,
Yep.
so it's
God, he has expertise in perception. Son of a...
yes, he does.
Jeez.
I'll tell you now. His passive perception is a 29.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All
I
right.
can't even get that.
My stealth would have trouble beating that.
Yeah.
None of my checks would.
You would with only a +5. You would have to roll a nat 20.
Yeah.
You said 24, and I was like, "Oh, that's close
Yeah.
to being what you needed."
I would not have been able to have my glove of thievery in my room, would I?
No.
No.
Sulan would not let you. Would
You would see that shit.
There would be an uproar if we found out.
you? Everyone's on the same playing field.
Bare hands.
You know.
What is your sleight of hand modifier without them?
Without them, it's a +18.
Good golly.
Oh, is that all?
With them, it's a +23. So I would be guaranteed to beat his passive perception.
Yeah.
Not guaranteed.
Well, yes, because I've
You have to roll on that one.
no.
If you
Oh,
did.
she's a high level rogue. She has reliable
Oh, that
talent.
beats the natural one
Reliable.
feature too.
Yeah.
Actually, I do roll that nat ones are still nat ones.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
But I can try.
That's true.
Okay, go for it.
You only plays 18.
Fuck. Nope. It's a 28.
Riss will.
I do much better than you.
Not much better. It's only 4 points higher. That's you both did very, very well.
Just not.
I will be.
But Sulan's been alive a long time.
Sulan's like,
He has.
I have actually seen every trick in the book.
I wrote most of them.
That's right.
Oh!
Yeah, it's yeah. Unfortunately, your attempt is not successful.
I'm going to try again later.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d4.
3.
3. Okay, you have 2 attempts left.
All right.
With the timing it would take to get yourself into a position. So, Riss, you can
I'll
try again.
Not as well. Well, nope, that was my one chance. Rolled a 1.
I'll say you have one more. Thank you.
Alright.
Minimum of at least.
Come on, baby. Oh, it's another 19.
Another 19.
Gosh.
That is
So disappointing.
That is unfortunate.
I know. So close. It is not as bad. I will take 2 19s over 2 nat 1s in a row. That first time I got jailed.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, so you go for it again, and you are feeling so confident, but nonetheless,
Feel
no
that
dice.
wrist grab again. Wrist grab. Anyways.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try for Kadir.
All right.
Nope.
Yeah, no, that's a 22.
Holy crap.
He is only level 13.
Jeez.
Yep. Rolled an 8 on the die and got a 22. But he is also not successful.
All right. I will try again.
Go for it.
A little bit later. A little bit later.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. 35.
35. After you've seen multiple people try and fail, you use a little bit of reverse psychology, and immediately following Kadir's failed attempt, when most people would assume he is on his highest guard, you are able to just grab the small coin without being noticed.
Coin goes right in my boobs.
Hey.
No one is touching it. Unless they want to lose a hand.
Wrist would like to see if he notices where she stashed the coin.
I know, it's up to you.
Make a perception check.
15.
What is your make a
Would that be another sleight of hand check?
make another sleight of hand check.
Would it be
Another 35.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a 35.
Yeah.
What are you rolling on the die?
17.
Oh, okay, cool. Good to know. So, there's that.
It's just there.
What
Firmly
is
there.
your passive perception?
23.
Okay.
Not worth it. Guarantee I cannot roll another 19 or 20.
Never know.
Your passive perception is a 23?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's in my boobs, so do I get advantage?
Nope, because it's Kadir.
All right, yeah, I'll allow it.
The guy you are dancing with,
You know,
he did it while he was dancing, and you immediately followed it up, so...
so long as he uses his mouth.
That's not possible.
Can you roll twice, please?
Oh, no, hold on. He dips her, and as it rolls out, he catches it with his mouth.
That's allowed.
Okay, only one then.
That's an acrobatics check for sure, though.
He rolled sleight of hand. It
Okay.
is still a sleight of hand. It is still a sleight of hand trick. You do Amy. You do take 2 psychic damage.
It's fine. I'll take it.
We need to keep
The shenanigans.
like. It's fine, just a little less explicit.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Can't help myself.
I guarantee that's not true.
Now, can I try and take it back from Kadir because I have one chance left?
Yes, you can.
Okay, and I will do that at the end of the night.
Okay, yep, go for it.
The patient one.
Yes. What's Kadir's passive perception?
Low.
30.
His passive perception is a 13.
Who's
Take it
this
right
Kadir
back.
guy again? This is the right hand man?
So-
He has a very high insight, not a very high perception. That's Sulan's job.
yeah, 32.
32. Yes, you are able to take it back. He does have one more attempt, though,
Uh-oh.
as well.
I'm waiting till the end of the night, like
I know, but
2 strokes before midnight.
yeah, he's still gonna try.
Well, he tries on one stroke.
Yeah, exactly. You're thin ice, my man.
It's still holding.
Thin ice. It's only a 19. He fails.
Just like, get your hands out of my boobs.
I did. I said, fool me once. Fool me once.
Yes. So Kana is successful.
You're not gonna let me try?
This is what I'm gonna do though.
So can Sulan steal it back? Good gracious.
What is that for?
That is the explanation for the natural one.
So you roll a nat one.
Makoto's dancing.
You roll a nat 1 for her dance, and then you roll a nat 20 for the crap that happens. What?
Incredible. Yeah.
A natural 20 because she was very bad at dancing because she was trying to hide an attempt to steal the coin.
Oh!
And rolled a natural 20.
Wow.
Beautiful. We love Makoto.
I love my daughter.
She only has a +7. It was very likely she was going to fail. I was like, okay, what if she... What if the reason she was so
Trey,
bad at dancing...
That's what I was going to do. Was use that to try and steal the coin.
Yeah, so, she plays you like a fiddle. Because she is, like, stumbling over herself. You don't know if she's tipsy or...
She's drunk on love.
You don't know, and it's... You are, like, getting more and more just like... This young lady is going to receive a talking to.
Is that before or after?
And she absolutely, like, full on stumbles into you. And she's like, thank you so much for the dress. It's so pretty.
You're so welcome, sweetie.
With it being a natural 20,
Can I make an insight check?
absolutely you can.
All right. That's only a 10.
Why do you have okay. Yeah, she's a little out of it, as far as you can tell. But as the end of the night is quickly approaching, unfortunately, Makoto has drawn a fair amount of attention to herself because the Nat 1 is something to be punished. She might not be faking it. You don't know. So that'll be fun for her later.
Oh, great.
And that's how I'm resolving that.
There you go.
But regardless, Sulan steps forward and brings out a pocket watch and just says, and with a mere 10 minutes to midnight, I do believe it's time we ended our game. He reaches into his pocket and smiles and draws out an empty hand. Well, whoever has swindled me this evening, please step forth. And Kana, you go to check, and it's not there.
Fuck.
And Makoto just kind of takes a half step, stumbles full step, and it is a little bit clear she is not faking.
Einar erupts in an applause for her.
Graceful joy.
Kana claps as well.
Hashen is also clapping. Oh, most of the people there are clapping. And
She's definitely my daughter.
Sulan turns and says, "You took the words right out of my mouth. Seems the Galdea family is one of champions when it comes to the city of Mika."
Damn.
Amy, I want you to repeat that so that I have it, because it's...
And drunks.
Oh, don't worry. Hana got drunk more than Ray did.
That's not encouraging.
Grace didn't even know that about her.
She takes a very low bow and hands Sulan back the coin. And they smile and have a laugh, and the party kind of gets just a conversation again. But then Sulan gathers the attention once more. Now that pleasantry is out of the way, if you would all like to come to the balcony. And it is at this point that you realize that this entire chamber must be at the outer edges. You knew it was pretty far out, but rooms this large that have direct access to the outside of the city would be very, very expensive. Regardless, the multiple hundreds of people at this party eventually filter their way out over the next 5 to 10 minutes to a very large balcony with some extra construction. You can see from side to side, there are other balconies of similar construct that many more people are gathering. Some of them private parties or possibly just families that live there. Some balconies being, 10 feet wide. This balcony is as wide as the entire banqueting hall, going along and going out a good 50 feet. So it is a very expensive property. But the clock ticks down, and a countdown begins. 10.
I would like to make a check around to make sure that there's no one looking at us with ill intent.
Okay, go ahead and make an insight check.
Riss would have informed you that the gnome and the other guy probably went there.
11.
11. Everyone seems to be focused, eyes forward.
Okay, Ray's eyes are not.
I'm standing next to Kadir.
Okay. But yeah, the countdown begins. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There is a large sound that you recognize. The city of Mika has many planar overlaps with the realm of Mechanus. And on that plane, there are gears that turn a single tick once per year. And so there is an echoing, resounding as the sound of all of those gears moving in unison on an alternate plane that the city overlaps. And as this metallic, resounding noise rings out, a breeze of warm air cuts through the cold night. Winter is over. Spring has begun. And you look out into the desert, the night sky filled to the brim with stars, and watch as arcane fireworks of all sorts begin to shoot up into the sky, exploding colors of orange and blue, green, red, black, white, all sorts that fill the night sky. You watch as some begin to explode in more elaborate shapes. Pentagons, triangles, stars, then more and more until you get fireworks where instead of fading after a few seconds, the rocket shoots into the air and the embers form the shape of characters that begin to move, a duel across the night sky of fireworks, depicting various scenes of legendary heroes, brilliant inventors, everything that this city and this civilization hold dear. The performance goes on for a good 15-20 minutes. Not so long that everyone's bored of it by the end, because there's a new feature every few minutes or so. It's something that blows what has happened previously out of the water. But it doesn't overstay its welcome. And as the final firework, which shoots off. It's one of the types that shoots off many different ones as it goes up before exploding into a perfect sphere in the sky that then you see a clock form that strikes midnight. And it fades. A cheer begins. And as you're standing on this balcony outside the edges of the city, you can hear it, the clapping and the cheering coming from all around you. Rich and poor, young and old, all facing the new year together. The party comes to a close, and you all head back to your rooms. Zara wishes the rest of you good luck. You'll be in Mika, and she'll be seeing you around probably. She's not letting Riss go that easily. But she has to prepare for the next race that she's to participate in. So, this is where your paths part for the time being. But you all finish the night and go to sleep without issue. I need all three of you to roll me a d20.
Where's my stuff?
Can I have the nat? Can I have the
You
long
retrieve
rest
your
first?
stuff without issue.
Okay, good.
Long rest.
Not yet.
This a 9.
Okay.
I'm putting all my stuff on.
19.
19.
16.
Okay. Riss,
Uh-oh.
Fabulous.
you lay your head down and especially with this new level of companionship, because you are not sleeping alone, sleep comes easier than it has in a long time. You open your eyes and you find yourself in a familiar place. Pure black as far as you can see. And a slightly older Zara stands before you. Scars that you don't recognize, but you have seen before. This is what she looked like when you first saw her in your dreams. When she gave you the encoded message of her
Racer number.
racer number. This is the version of her that knew you. She is standing there like a ghost. Partially there, but partially not. And she looks down at herself, at her hands, and you watch as she presses against the palm of her hand with her thumb. And her thumb passes right through. It seems that even to herself, her attachment to the material is fading. She doesn't appear to have noticed you. But she stands there.
Anything else about the place I can notice? Would that be a perception?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Alright. 16.
This dreamscape has always been almost entirely featureless. And it's interesting. With a 16, you look around and it's like you can see the edges of it. like you're in a massive chamber as opposed to an endless space. But besides that, still completely featureless.
Russell will say, I haven't seen you in a while. You being you, not,
She looks up at you, and there's a strange echo to her voice. I know. Her motions are slow. She isn't entirely present. I think you changed things. What do you do?
You'll roll to see how he handles that. He kind of looks bewildered. So you're saying you or whoever was casting this were from farther in the future than the past few days?
There's a quiet laugh. It's hard to hear. It's more complicated than that.
Who are you then? What's happened to this Zara that's now being undone?
She kind of just looks down for a moment and reaches out to you.
He'll reach out as well.
Do you take her hand?
Try to.
Okay. As you do so, she seems to solidify a bit. Her body looks more tangible, less translucent. I can't stay forever. In my time, you won the race. We worked together. I came with you. A lot transpired. But we found the vault. Something went wrong. Someone attacked. Something tore through the dreamscape within the vault. You see, there's this, almost like her movements are echoing. Have you seen Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah.
Not dissimilar to how Ghost moves in that, where it's this echoing as she moves, and multiple versions of her move behind her before settling into one location. Focusing seems difficult, if painful even. I couldn't let it. I stepped up and dragged it and myself through that tear in the dreamscape. We fought and fought until we both started to fade. As we drifted away from each other, that force, it started reaching out to something. And then I saw you. I knew you were younger than when I knew you last. think what happened to me. She looks at her hand and watches the echo trailing behind it. It's no longer in the cards. Fate's a tricky thing. You told me that.
Go for someone who knows fate, yes, I would agree.
I think this is what they call a paradox.
I agree. While you already know things have changed, I won't divulge them in case that messes anything up, but know this. You'll still be a part of my life.
She will.
She will. You, she. It's complicated.
It is.
But we'll do what we can to avoid this threat that came about the first time. I've heard quite often that the road you take to avoid fate is sometimes where you meet it. But as someone who's a good friend will say of fate, we'll see what I can do for a happier ending for she/you and us.
I think it's... You see her eyes kind of just lose focus. Her mind is drifting. But she pulls herself back together for one moment. I think telling you this might seal it for sure. The one it reached out to. You know him as Korvaki.
At that risk, kind of, he'll look to say something, but he'll gesture for her to continue.
Stop him before you reach the vault. And you won't have anything to worry about.
Understood. Thank you, and wherever you are, find some peace.
She leans in and kisses you. Takes a deep breath and lets go of your hand. And it's odd, where previously the echoes had been following her and solidifying into one. You watch them begin to fall away, like layers coming apart, until nothing remains.
Does he wake up soon afterwards? Because if not, he will go crazy.
Yes. You wake up to see a familiar yet unfamiliar face lying next to you.
I'm gonna roll to see what time of night it would be.
Go for it.
So that would be a D12.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a D6.
D6.
You went to bed at like midnight.
It is 1 a.m.
You've only been asleep for about an hour. Yeah.
Riss is going to wake up and get up stealthily. I might add.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
All right. And I do have. I guess I'm sleeping, so I don't have my cloak on. This is still 16.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine. Actually, let me double check what Zara's passive perception is.
She's also asleep, though.
Which means it would have a -5.
Okay.
If you have
Interesting mechanic.
Passive.
yeah, if you have that's rules as written.
Yeah.
If you have advantage, you get to add a +5 to your passive. If you have disadvantage, you get to subtract 5.
Interesting.
Which is good because her passive perception typically is an 18. But
There we go.
because she's asleep, it's a 13. So
Riss
you
will
do not wake her.
stealthily grab his things and leave her a note, and then leave to go find the others. So I
Okay.
assume they're not staying there, but she already said goodbye to them.
Yeah, no. You guys have a room, I think.
Was
No,
it
you
at
went
the
to a
Shadows
different.
place?
You went to a different tavern.
I ain't there. I don't know where the heck I am, actually, to be honest.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
I remember you guys specifically decided not to stay at the Wandering Shadow.
Correct, yes.
Because it's a
That
Thieves
is
Guild
right.
tavern.
Yep.
That being said,
And he most likely will not get a long
I don't
rest.
remember exactly where it is, but you would know. So you find them without issue.
Are you waking me up at 2 a.m?
He is not. He knows.
It's 1 a.m.
That's
No,
right.
No,
it-
he's
no,
been
it's
asleep
2.
for 1 hour.
So
It
it's
is
probably
like
2
or 3.
Yeah, especially by the time I find the hotel, motel, whatever it is. Tavern.
There you go.
Thank you. I got
The
there
inn.
eventually. Going backwards in time there. He would have gotten his own room and just conked out for as long as he could, which probably wasn't very long. He would have gotten up at sunrise, so he did not
Okay.
get a long rest.
No, I mean, you would be able to rest and get a long rest most likely,
Oh, okay.
unless you specifically didn't want to.
No, I was thinking mechanic wise. If he got up at sunrise, went to bed at like 2 or 3.
I mean, even if you get up at sunrise, you can spend the rest of the time resting and as long as you're not getting up and doing super active activity.
I
then
will
you're
take
fine.
that long rest then.
Yeah. And it was a
16.
16 and a 9, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Crap.
Ray,
Oh no.
your dream is normal at first, as normal as dreams are. You find yourself in a cold, cold tundra, trudging through snow. Judging by the way your wounds have mostly healed, it's been 2 weeks since the battle. Let's call it the weight of the situation has yet to settle in. But Hana is gone. Around you, though, you realize that something is not quite right. And you watch as, in a perfect circle, the snow at your feet immediately melts, revealing a stone platform underneath. The snow is continuing to fall around you, but not where you're standing. Maybe 30 feet in diameter. You're at one end. Wisps of shadow and mist come together on the opposite end of the circle, forming a familiar face, a mirror of your own,
I was about to ask, is it my own?
as Kosen stands before you.
I want to make a check real fast. Are there any spells where you can invade a person's dream?
Make an Arcana check.
I was hoping you would say that. That is a 22.
Yes. 5th level illusion spell called Dream. This spell shapes a creature's dreams. Choose a creature known to you as the target of this spell. Target must be on the same plane of existence as you. You, or a willing creature you touch, enters a trance state, acting as a messenger. While in the trance, the messenger is aware of his or her surroundings, but can't take actions or move. If the target is asleep, the messenger appears in the target's dream and can converse with the target as long as it remains asleep, through the duration of the spell, which lasts up to 8 hours. The messenger can also shape the environment of the dream, creating landscapes, objects, and other images. The messenger can emerge from the trance at any time, ending the effect of the spell early. The target recalls the dream perfectly upon waking.
So Ray looks down at the stone tablet, or the stone platform, and then looks up. I assume this is your doing.
I figure there's no need to deal with the unpleasant situation you find yourself in.
What do you want?
What an interesting question. What I wanted was to be, well, what everyone thought I was when I came home. A father, a husband, a military leader. It appears I can't get everything I want, though. So I'll have to settle for what I can take.
If you think you can take anything from me, then you've got another thing coming.
Oh, I'm aware. I've attempted multiple times retrieving my daughter.
You just keep lying to yourself, don't you?
I think I'm the only one telling the truth. You try to pretend that we're two separate people. You can see it. You pretend that I'm an imposter. An intruder.
What you are is a mar on my soul.
What I am is you. Or, more accurately, you are me.
Again, lying to yourself.
I'm not a fragment of our soul, nor are you.
You're what Dashi made us.
And you are what he didn't. But in terms of our soul itself, split right down the middle.
Ray just kind of thinks for a second. But he can't think of anything to say.
Cozen gives you a moment. And then continues.
Before he does, what did you do to Dashi?
Nothing.
Are you aware of the state that he is in?
Yes.
What happened?
How interesting. There are so many you could receive that information from, if only you asked. So many that look at me and expect to see you. That would likely welcome your triumphant return home.
There's no triumph returning home after what we lost.
No, I suppose there isn't. Regardless, I'll make you a deal. You know as well as I, we keep our word. I'll answer your question. You answer mine.
He agrees. On one condition.
Yes.
You ask nothing of my daughter.
Oh, Ray. It is in that moment that you find yourself falling. Just everything vanishes from around you. And you fall and fall until you impact. It's not painful, but it is jarring.
Do I wake up?
No.
It's not one of those inceptions.
No. But you find yourself on another platform. Exactly the same as the first, but this time floating in the sky. You see over the edge plains, hills, grassland, the familiar terrain of the Coromon provinces. It's a sight you saw many times from your ship while on missions. Ray, you need to understand. I've come to realize that, yes, I am half a soul. But I'm the half that remembers her. Even if I'm not the half that loves her. So you will refrain from taking a claim of ownership. I'm willing to strike a compromise, as it will. She wasn't born to you or me. She was born to what we were. So she is our daughter. And if you say anything else, I think you're very aware of what we're capable of. I'm not in a trifling mood.
Then you would know better than anyone else the mood that I am in. What is your question?
Your whereabouts, your current goals, and, most importantly, whether you plan to return.
Bro, that's like 3 questions.
Kind of sucks we aren't very good at deception.
Well, I don't think in this case Ray would lie. It's a matter
It's tough
of...
to lie to yourself.
Well, yeah. It's also a matter of whether he's willing to answer the question to begin with. It's strange how you claim ownership of something that you acknowledge you do not love. Someone. Then what does that make Hana?
Now, a memory. Little more.
Then you are not anything like me.
I know. I'm everything that you're not.
And I am quite okay with that.
Now you're going to answer my question.
No.
That's all right. I have other ways of finding out. This was just the easiest.
If you'd like to stop by again, maybe you'll come to me in a better mood.
Oh, I'm sure we will speak again. Or perhaps I'll have a message delivered.
Why don't you come find me yourself?
No, I have far more pressing matters than half a soul that is a mere nuisance in my side. I'm the Admiral now, you see.
So I heard.
If you must know. I may be everything that you're not. But what happened to Dashi was not my doing. Directly or indirect. There appears to be someone with a vendetta against those who use magic. They wanted to make a statement. Taking out an admiral of the Paradisian military certainly accomplished that.
That would do it, yes. So, What are your plans now, then? If you have more pressing matters to deal with other than half a soul that's nothing more than a nuisance, why take the time to seek me out at all? Sounds like you're longing for something.
It's funny.
I don't find it humorous, because what I see when I look at you is a dead man. One who has no soul whatsoever. And whether you have half of my soul or you claim to be the other half of me, the difference is, I want nothing to do with you. I'm not bent on reclaiming my other half.
And it seems that you answered my question after all.
That's
Goodbye,
not something
Ray.
I wish to hide.
Perhaps I'll see you again sometime.
I go out to try and grab the face. I turned mine off a while ago. I should have said something, sorry. I reach out to grab the image.
But immediately begin falling once more.
Can't cast fly on myself in a dream, can I?
No.
Dang. Figured I'd ask.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. Oh, I'm good at those.
He says.
How's a 24?
There you go. Go.
Let's take a look. Because I need to double check what his spell save DC, save DC is.
Let me tell you, I don't have a lot of hope for the rest of us. 24.
Listen, wisdom I'd be okay on.
Yeah, you're pretty.
I
good.
think that's pretty good. A 24. Like, I don't know
It
if
is.
I'd have to
Oh,
get
you have the
a.
same,
I'd have to
same
get
modifier?
a natural.
Oh, he
20.
does. He also has a plus 10.
So, with a 24, you do pass.
And about that.
I didn't want to give this guy the middle finger like that just for him to go, spill.
However, you do see the dream warp around you. As you are falling into this inky blackness, you find yourself, as you blink, on the battlefield.
Oh, this bitch is going to make me relive it.
Yep.
Kneeling over Hannah's corpse.
Roll to see what time in the morning it is. Because we're sort of busted.
I'll do that in a
6
second.
a.m.
Hang on, I'll do that in a second. Because I have an idea.
You are kneeling over her body, her skin growing cold to the touch.
He knows it's a dream. And I rolled a wisdom save.
Her eyes open, and she reaches for you. And she grabs you by the throat
Okay.
and stands up, lifting you off the ground
He doesn't fight it.
as every corpse on the battlefield stands, raises their weapons. And as she clenches her fist, you awake. You do receive the benefits of a long rest, and you do not take any psychic damage because you passed the saving throw. I didn't read this last part of the spell. You need to make the saving throw at disadvantage. Because the last part is, if you have a body part, log of hair, clipping of a nail, or similar portion of the target's body, the target makes its saving throw with disadvantage. He has half your soul.
Yeah.
But it's a homunculus body.
No. It's a clone body.
You might be the homunculus.
Count.
He has your soul.
I'm 100% certain that that's not the case.
Regardless, I gave him disadvantage. I gave him the equivalent of the negative modifier of having a body part when you tried to scry on him.
22.
Still passes. So you
That
do-
die hit the table and stopped moving instantly.
he has not received his equipment that he will receive as an admiral yet. So for the
Good.
time being,
Goose, Kosin.
that does pass. So you wake. In a cold sweat. I think understandably so.
Yeah.
In time to hear footsteps coming down the hall.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh.
Yep. He's not shocked in that cold. I don't know how to explain his perspective right now, so I think I'll wait.
That's fine. You'll have time to process.
You haven't told us that. Never mind. You were saying?
Einar!
There
Hey.
you go.
Don't worry, there's no dead wives grabbing you by the throat in this stream.
No.
Well,
I
I haven't
was
sucked
never
any
ready,
into his shadow yet, so.
Alright.
You find yourself, once more, in the mansion.
Oh.
Cool marble, floors and pillars and hallways. And standing at the other end is the regent.
Einar mutters under his breath. Oh shit.
Standing beside you, in a more composite physical form than you've seen him before, is the herald. Still walking beside you, still your own shadow in a way, but there nonetheless. Behind the regent, a stained glass portrait of a figure that you innately know to be the Shadow King. Bound within a triangular prison with a symbol at each corner. A figure silhouetted in black with large horns that twist off of his head. The regent beckons you forward.
Einar turns to face Harold and goes, well, let's get this over with. And he walks forward. What do you want?
To congratulate you.
Oh?
Do you know how many people were in your hometown?
Einar's entire expression drops. He doesn't say anything.
215. But you're well on your way.
Einar's face, again, his expression changes. What do you mean by that?
You don't think you have been capturing these creatures for your own purposes, do you?
Well on my way to what?
Reclaiming them, of course.
A soul for a soul.
Well, it's not quite that simple. It's... depending on the different creatures you take, there's a... how shall we call it? A ratio.
Some souls hold greater value.
Exactly. But regardless, something along those lines, yes.
I'll admit, congratulations from you is not exactly... Well, it's not exactly what I expected.
Well, I suppose it's not a congratulations for that, exactly. It's more so, for one thing, you held up your end of the bargain. You did what you committed to doing. Now, all of the seals are walking and talking and...
Who's walking with the third?
I assumed you knew. It's no matter.
A seal didn't appear on him.
Oh, your friend. No. He stopped the process short. How interesting.
Now, you must remember there has been a lot going on.
It's fine. It doesn't really matter. You'll find it out in due time, I'm sure.
That's not encouraging.
But that's not why you're here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a party.
You're here because you've finally done enough to draw the attention of the master we all share. And you see him lean behind, turn slightly, and press his hand to the stained glass window. The triangle rotates 180 degrees, and the window shatters outwards, immediately drawing you into it.
Einar, in a much louder, goes, "Oh shit!" as he flies through. This is campaigns. Yep.
You land in a forest,
Einar immediately checks for where the herald is.
not present.
Einar is very alone. Well, alone except for one person.
Farah's there, don't you worry.
You are in a forest shrouded in mist. Everything is desaturated. Tones of gray. No green. No brown. Nothing.
Well, doesn't this place look lively?
You even look down at your own skin. And you see no color. Just a dark tone of gray. And interestingly, you find yourself in the same tunic that you wore the day that your town disappeared. Which means that you can see your arm, your hand. And you can see that the mark, which now covers a majority of your body, is nothing more than the original sigil on the back of your palm. You look down, you cannot see your own feet, as a thick fog covers the ground for as far as you can see. You do not see the roots of trees, nor the canopies, just trunks, like pillars, holding up this dense fog. What do you do?
Hello?
Your voice echoes. In a way it shouldn't.
This is very strange.
Forests tend to absorb noise, at least a bit. The bark on the trees and the wildlife present. but it is as if you are speaking into a vast and empty cave.
I'm just gonna walk towards one of the trees and just like put a hand on it.
You do. The texture is mostly correct.
Mostly interesting.
The texture of the bark that you would expect, but there's no give. As you press your hand against it,
He's
there's
gonna knock on it
solid,
like a rock.
like it's been petrified. There's no
Can I check
noise.
to see if it like was once a normal tree, like with like a survival or nature or something.
Yeah, sure. Survival in nature. Either
Survival.
one.
Okay, if I can pick, it's survival.
Go for it.
That's 14.
It's either was once a real tree or is a very, very, very good recreation. It doesn't look constructed. It looks altered. There's not a noise or any change in vision. Nothing that piques your senses. But at the same time, you feel yourself drawn in a specific direction. There's something of interest.
Einer's gonna walk in that direction.
You wander through the woods. At one point, you hear the first sound of nature that you had heard since entering it. Water. As you hear a splash. And then on your next step, your foot sinks into a small puddle, but no sound is made.
Einer's gonna like step in it a couple more times just to see.
You notice the sound tends to come a few seconds before whatever you were attempting to do. And as you lift your foot out of the water and attempt to splash it again, you find it solid. And it supports your step without issue.
There's just more water in front of me.
You don't see any water. The ground in front of you is still shrouded in a completely opaque fog. You cannot see your feet as you step.
Einar is going to kind of like carefully and kind of hesitantly start to walk forward a little bit more.
You find solid ground, or you assume it's solid ground. You can't see it, and what was water started supporting your steps, so...
Einar's gonna sigh. If I die, I die. And he's gonna walk forward.
Okay. Immediately... Not immediately. After maybe another 20, 30 feet, you come to a small clearing. Or it looks small at first glance. It's interesting. You look to one side, and the clearing is maybe 50 feet in diameter. You look to the other, and it's expanded. You can't see the edge of it.
Einar's gonna look the other way again.
And as with the other side, it has now expanded so that you cannot see the edge. You are standing at the edge of a forest now. It is unclear what is directly in front of you.
You know, you could at least draw a map. Where are you? If I'm supposed to be here to meet you, it'd be nice to, meet you.
Come closer.
gosh, how far away was this dude? And he keeps walking.
You walk for about 5 steps before you find yourself up against an invisible barrier.
Ow.
Damn world games and not being open world.
Some of the fog and mist pulls back, and you can see a slight tension in the air, like a mirage held in place, like the heat waves that you see on a hot summer day, held in place as a barrier between 2 massive black stone pillars. In the distance, you can see a third. And as you look to your right, the pillar has no markings, no architecture. Not that it's any separate from the others, but nonetheless, there's a familiarity. As your left hand seems to twitch involuntarily.
Yeah, I figured. I'm just gonna walk up and examine it, but he's going to be very careful to keep his left hand under control.
Okay. As you walk along the edge of the barrier towards the pillar, your eyes are drawn to a figure crouching, sitting in the center of the triangle. A silhouette.
I'm gonna guess lanky, big horns.
No,
No? What's it look like?
looks like a man.
Just a man?
A man, you say?
Shorter than you.
Can I try and take a closer look?
Make a perception check.
I can't I cast guidance in here, can I? Yeah, didn't think so. Perception? It's not great, that's 12.
12. You look and you recognize the figure you had once seen in a portrait in the realm of the Lady Masquerade.
He's bullshitting us. He's gotta be.
What do you do?
Einar folds his hands, folds his arms. And he calls out to him, "What's your name?"
The head of the figure, which had been previously bowed down, snaps towards you. It is a silhouette, but somehow you can see that the eyes are 2 pools of a darkness that is insurmountable. He stands and begins to walk towards you, and it's somewhere between what feels like an optical illusion and some effect of magic. For each step, he grows larger and taller, and you watch as horns begin to grow out of his head. His body warps until he is standing at the edge of the barrier, a tall, lanky figure made of pure shadow and darkness. As his hand slams against the barrier,
I understand it still. He's just looking.
he leans down, his head as big as your entire body. He reaches a clawed hand, shriveled you. As you are this close now, you see that the flesh is warped, twisted, as if someone took a person and just tore them apart and reformed them the best they could. The four-fingered hand taps against the barrier. The creature has no mouth, no nose, no ears, just eyes that are those pools of darkness. This entire creature is made of blackened flesh, but somehow the eyes are a darkness that you could never compare. Despite having no facial features, you can tell that he is smiling. There's a sound of glass cracking as he taps the barrier over and over again with his first finger.
Einar's gonna take one step back, look a little higher, and go,
Is this going to be a one-sided conversation, or... You did want to see me, right?
You watch as the crack grows with each tap in the barrier. And he just takes his hand, puts all of his fingers together, and seems to try and push through the slightest opening. As he just forces his hand forward, you can see it straining, but a single drop of a pure black liquid, that same dark color as his eyes, comes through the barrier and drips down the side. The figure before you stops looking at its own hand and looks at you expectantly.
Einar is, like, low-key terrified. Like, he's having flashbacks of everything that has happened so far. Like, everything from his village, to what happened on the boat, to what happened in the pit fighting, to what happened, like, yesterday. He's like, everything's just going through his mind, and the only thing he can come up with to say is,
Not much of a conversationalist, are you?
There's a horrid sound of bones grinding against each other as he tilts his head. And presses his hand fully against the crack. And you watch as more of that same black liquid pours out. First just drops until a stream of whatever that is flowing out of the prison.
Einar's gonna take another 2 steps back to make sure that it doesn't reach him. And he goes,
Listen. I have things I need to know, and I understand you need things from me. So who were you? We can help each other.
I need you to make a persuasion check.
Go ahead.
Please, if there's gonna be another time to have a nat 20,
Persuade the king of black charisma, why don't you?
Hey, no.
That's not great.
Roll again.
You're gonna waste it. May not have been wasted. Just straight persuasion, though. That's only 14.
Oh, no!
You want to roll again?
Do
I'm
it.
gonna give him
Do it.
inspiration.
Do it. We
as
need
well.
this.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright.
We'll gain it some other time a dog jumps on me.
Watch it. It's gonna be like a 2. The exact same roll. Another 14. It was so close to a 20. Twice!
Carry on.
He withdraws his hand and then slams it once more into the barrier. And the stream just increases in pressure, like a fountain pouring out. And you feel your left hand. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, crap. Maybe we should have saved for this.
Yeah, you should have done 12.
Yikes.
Uh-oh.
There's a feeling of tranquility that comes over you.
Fuck.
That is not
I
true.
don't want to be tranquil! Alright, so I'm just gonna reach forward and grab it, I guess.
No, it's not a... You step forward. You are standing in front of the stream. But it does not make you reach for it.
Interesting.
You took the words right out of my mouth, sir.
Maybe drink it.
That'd be
Drink
gross.
the shadow juice.
You know what sucks? I want that to be the name of this episode.
Varro
No.
cocktail.
We are not Varro's cocktail? No.
I had
I
a
am-
terrible thought. THOT.
I am more willing to
can't-
call it Varro's cocktail than, what was it, dark juice? What did you call it? Dark
Shadow juice.
Shadow juice.
Yes. So,
Look, Varro, he doesn't want to drink the shadow juice. Let's go. Come on, Title 9.
shut your face. You feel compelled to stand before it, and you do. You see, as the Shadow King stands, towering over you, you've seen ancient dragons. You've seen gods.
But this is terrifying.
Not only terrifying, this is the most powerful entity you've laid eyes upon.
Don't look at me. I'm having my own issues.
Man, y'all are gonna abandon me, and I got this.
Bro, I'm falling.
I have been falling
For 30 minutes! This dude over here gets to kiss his wife.
You watch as you once again hear that sound of bone grinding against bone. You see two eyes look at you that are not those same eyes. The face that looks at you is once again the face from the portrait. Still warped the same way the flesh of the hands were,
Oh, gross.
as if someone had torn it apart and put it back together. But he looks down at you. A voice echoes on all sides. I am the god. of shadows, leadership, and protection. He reaches and puts his hand against the barrier, a 5-fingered hand that does not end in claws. And he begins to rake down it. And you watch as the hand spasms, and once again is that 4-fingered clawed hand. You are my champion. What do you do?
Don't drink it. I'm just not going to drink it. That's disgusting. I don't know where that's been.
Listen,
Well, it's
you're the
been in
one
him.
sucking wyvern stuff into your body, so.
Listen. That's different.
Oh. Great combo.
Frick. You know what?
Oh no.
Noah is thinking this is probably A, story, and B, terrible thing to do. I'm just gonna reach down and touch it.
You reach out your right hand.
My right hand? Oh. I was gonna reach with the left, but okay.
This is a choice you are making. You reach into the stream of black. And you watch as it covers your hand and begins moving along your arm in a way that water does not flow. And then you feel pain as it opens up your veins and begins filtering into your body. You fall to your knees. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
No, I ain't about this.
Nope.
Let's see.
Straight parasite.
That's a 16.
16. You scream.
Yeah, it's painful. I imagine it would be. Stone skin.
It's not a matter of hit points.
Yo.
It is excruciating. After what seems like an eternity, though, the stream stops flowing. And what is left of that liquid on the surface drips off of your hand and your arm. And you see no wounds, no anything. You look up at the once again horned, monstrous figure. And once again, you feel him smiling at you. And you awake.
Einar, upon waking, is
You are
immediately
not
gonna
in
look.
your own bed.
Oh no. It's one of those dreams
You thought.
I keep waking up in the dream.
You are outside the city of Mika. Not far. But you are outside the city limits. Having wandered there in your sleep. You feel a odd sensation course throughout your body. As you look down And as you tense the muscles in your arm, usually you can see some of the blue and red from your veins underneath your skin. As you see pure black.
I imagine my skin in general is probably just darker.
It is.
Yeah.
But even so, this tends to shine through.
Anna just kind of mutters to himself, well, if I didn't draw attention myself before, I will now.
As you now share the blood of Varro. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Do I get a piety point?
Yeah.
Yeah! I gotta at least get something for that.
In fact, what are you at?
I just got to 10 previously. So I'm now at 11.
You're now at 15.
Oh, I'm at 15.
Wow.
I got 5 for that.
Leaps and strides.
Indeed.
Idar's going down a dark path.
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with him.
All Risk got to do, I say all Risk. Risk got to kiss his alternate timeline girlfriend, and that was about it.
Meanwhile, this dude gets psychological damage, and Idar ends up with a parasite.
Yep.
Great job,
No,
everyone.
no. It's not an entity within you. There's a innate knowledge. You have been changed.
Sweet. I don't like that.
But
We'll talk
with
about that
that,
tomorrow.
we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Peace.